Hello everyone, this is Dave, and this is my video tutorial number 11 that's going to cover building player-owned stations. This is a remake of my previous two videos, 11 and 11A, and I'm going to combine them into one, hoping that this will be much more clearly presented. So a big thanks to everyone who's given some feedback, and especially to Thailand Express for some very helpful tips about using advanced satellites to help with ship placement. I'm going to use those in this tutorial, and you'll see that it is definitely so much easier. So let's get started. There's a couple of reasons you'd want to own stations. One would be to produce your own missiles and items that you use in the game, and the other one is to produce a residual income, and that's what we're going to do here. So the first thing you want to do is find a place to build your station. This game is all about supply and demand, so you need a sector that has a demand for the item that you are going to produce. Now there are many potential places all throughout the game, and I'll leave that up to you to find, and you can certainly search the forums and find some very lucrative combinations. But for now, I'm going to use one that works and very close and very simple to do for purposes of the tutorial. So if you go over to Ringo Moon and open up the sector, you'll see that there are 3 Kahuna bakeries. Now they have, of the 3 primary resources, one of them is Delexian wheat. Now if you look in the sector, there are no wheat farms, so there is a need here that's not being supplied immediately. Now one sector up in Cloud Base Northwest, there are 2 wheat farms. And some of the number crunchers will say that, you know, putting one here is maybe not most efficient because those are kind of close, but it does work, and it will make you some money. And again, it works well for this tutorial. So let's get started. If you go to Argon Prime and open up trade with the Federal Oregon Shipyard, you'll see that they have a wheat farm for sale for $367,000, which is very affordable in the grand scheme of things. And you'll see that I still have a couple of items that are red to me because my standing is not quite high enough yet. And all of these ST, its abbreviation is red. This is a station size item. And the reason all of these are red is because I currently don't have a ship docked at the station that's large enough to contain one of these items when I buy them. So what you need to do is dock a TL class ship, a big hauler, a massive hauler like the Mammoth. If you've got an extra 28 million, you can buy one here, but you probably don't, which is why you're watching these tutorials. So the cheap alternative is to hire one, and we're going to do that now. So if you open the sector map and scroll down and look for the Argon Supply Mammoth.
Argon Supply
Got him targeted,
Mammoth.
and I'm going to hit Shift A to autopilot to him
Activated.
until I'm in range to
Autopilot
open
on.
comms with him, which I already am. So I'm going to open communications and talk to the captain.
We're receiving your incoming communication.
Tell him I want
What
you
is
to
it
transport
require?
something.
That'll be 1,000 credits for every gate we go through.
Yep, he'll charge you 1,000 for every gate. Yep, sure, we have a deal.
No problem, pilot. We'll follow you to the station and await your...
Okay, if you open your property window now, you'll see that the Argon Supply Mammoth is listed here as a hired ship. And you can select him just like any of your other ships. Except to give him orders, you do it the same way we just did by opening comms.
You are talking
Talk to the captain.
We're receiving your incoming
Ask him to
communication.
move to
What is it you
shipyard.
require?
Select Argon Prime and Federal Oregon Shipyard. Okay, he is going to make his way to the shipyard, and it's going to take a little while because he is a big slow ship. I am going to press SATA and pause the video until he gets there, and I'll be right back. Okay, the Mammoth has docked at the Federal Oregon Shipyard. Before we go any further, if you haven't already purchased it, you definitely want to get Salvage Insurance, and this will allow you to save in space rather than having to dock at a station. And when you're building a station or factory, it's a really good idea to save at key places because there's a lot that can go wrong and you don't want to have to start all over from scratch, and this will save you a lot of time. I'm not an expert at this, but the closest place I know immediately is at Home of Light, TerraCore headquarters. You can see here it is, Salvage Insurance. So pick that up, and we'll continue. All right. Let's go to the shipyard. select it and trade with it. And the first thing you will notice now is that this size indicator is no longer red. This indicates that the game recognizes we have a ship capable of towing something this large currently docked. So let's buy a wheat farm M. And it asks where do you want to load it, and of course the supply mammoth that we have hired.
Wheat farm bought.
Alright, and for the purposes of the tutorial I'm going to go ahead and pick up a second one.
Wheat farm
And
bought.
a complex construction kit. Now this will allow you to connect
Split
multiple
freight
stations
trans-
together.
Complex construction.
Basically for each additional station you have past the first one, you're going to need a complex construction kit to connect it to the previous one. So we only have one additional station, so we need the one complex kit for now. Alright, let's go back to the properties menu and select our hired help.
You are talking?
Talk to the
Receiving your
captain
incoming
and
communication.
ask him to please move to Ringo Moon.
Affirmative.
Alright, I'm going to give my own ship orders to fly to the sector.
Autopilot activated.
And he's a very slow ship. He's going to take a while to get over there, so I'm going to pause my video recording and I'll bring it back up when he's over there and ready to go. Okay, I'm back, and the supply mammoth has joined us in sector. Alright, we want to consider where to place our station. To get business with the AI, you want to make sure that you don't put your station so far out in the sector that none of the civilian ships will ever pass by it. So you want to check out the flow of traffic of the civilian ships, or the AI controlled ships I should say, and you'll see generally there are lanes of traffic, as you can see here, from either gate to gate or gate to station. So I'm pretty close to where I want to place a station already. This is right in the middle of traffic flow. I'll put it a little off the path. I don't think you're going to have too many collision problems with it, but either way, to the best of my knowledge, I think what it takes is at least one AI ship passing within scanner range of your station for the AI to kind of recognize you got a station here and get the word out before they will start trading with you. So we're going to put it here. Basically, I'm going to contact the supply mammoth and ask him to drop my factory, and he's pretty much going to put it, it's going to start out where I'm at, but you'll have some control over where it goes, so it's not too big of a deal. I just wanted to show you my line of thinking about where I'm placing this. So first things first, I've got the salvage insurance, and I didn't say this before, but you may want to buy a stack of it. To the best of my knowledge, again, I think you can buy more than just one, but I would certainly use it. I'm going to go ahead and save right now before I start doing this, because things can go wrong, and you've seen how much time we've spent doing this already. You don't want to repeat that every time you mess up. Alright, let's communicate with the captain
You are talking to... We're receiving your
and
incoming
ask him to drop your freight here.
Ready?
Now, you have to have a station down first and then a second one before you connect them. So let's select a wheat farm. Alright, it will bring you to the sector menu, and you will see your farm outlined in green here. You control this with the numpad keys, and think of it as arrows. 4 and 6 is left and right, 8 and 2 is up and down, and you just move this across the screen. Now keep in mind we're operating on 2 different planes, and right now we're restricted to 1, so even though this looks like it's right in front of me, when you press insert to rotate the plane, watch what happens to the whole sector map. It rotates. All of the stations do, and so does yours. So it's a little below me. I'm going to slide it up a little bit.
Wheat farm.
And now, as you can see on my screen, it's right in front of me. Alright. Now, to be able to use the 3D view on setting up stations, you have to have, again, to the best of my knowledge, at least one advanced satellite in sector. And I do, and I'm almost positive your station has to be within range of that. Now you can see the range of my satellite's pretty large, and we're well within it, so this works. I've tried this out earlier. So what you want to do is zoom in a little bit, and you want to press the K key as in kilometer, and this will open up the 3D view from your satellite. Now if you zoom in far enough, you'll be able to see what's actually happening here. You can see a wireframe of the station you're placing. So if I move it, it's moving. If I rotate it, you can see the effect of the rotation. I'm going to zoom in closer so you can see the loading dock, or the docking bay of the station there. There it is. Okay, the docking bay is on the bottom now. Alright, so this comes in really handy. Let's zoom out and let's change planes again. As you can see, I'm not hitting anything, so I'm going to place this first station here.
It's okay to start unloading.
You're going to get this animation that you can't really skip out of. Alright, and congratulations, you have your first station in space.
Argon, Recon,
And
Discovery
you can dock
Farm,
it this
M
just like a normal
Alpha.
station, and you can go ahead and give it orders and set up parameters, and it would function. However, for the purposes of the tutorial, we're going to go ahead and connect these two together. So let's contact our pilot again. Open up comms, talk to the captain, ask him to drop your freight here. Again, we've got to have the factories down before, the farms down before we can connect them, so select this. Now this works the same way. Get it in the general vicinity, hit insert to change planes. As you see, it was well below us. Bring it up. Now I want to zoom in a few times here, a couple of times. Switch to 3D mode because we've got that advanced satellite by pressing K. I'm going to have to zoom in some more. Now we can really see the benefit of this. Alright, I am going to put these on the same plane. There we go. They look like they're pretty level. Now let's hit the insert key, rotate planes, and obviously they're colliding, so let's slide this one up. Alright, and let's check insert again. They're in line with each other. Let's zoom out. Yep, they're in line with each other. Hit insert again. They're not bumping into each other. Let's press enter.
It's okay to start unloading your freight now. Hey, pleasure working for you.
And look at that. That's about as good as it gets. Nice and neat, up close together. They're not bumping. We pretty much knew what was going to happen there thanks to that 3D view. Alright, we have two independent stations in space, so let's get them connected into a complex. Again, talk to the Supply Mammoth captain. Ask him to drop your freight. Select the complex construction kit. Now this time you have to actually select both factories that you want to connect. So I'm going to select the wheat farm and select the wheat farm. Now I have to place the actual docking bay at the end of the tubes that will be used to connect them, and this works exactly the same way as what I just showed you. So I'm going to get it in the general vicinity of things here, and that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to zoom way in so I can see a 3D view here, which I didn't turn on, sorry. K. There we go. Alright, let's get this somewhat lined up, and let's press insert, and I want to put it somewhat between the middle of the two stations. Make sure I'm not hitting. That looks pretty good. And let's press enter.
It's okay to start unloading your freight now. Hey.
Now again, it would have been wise to use your salvage insurance and save just then in case this went horribly wrong. Sometimes, you know, it just messes up. I haven't figured this out. I haven't completely mastered it, but this looks like it worked out. It's not beautiful, but it does work. There's our
Complex Hub Alpha.
There's our complex hub now. And if you load up your properties and go over to stations, you'll now see that you actually have a station here. Alright, if I pull this up and pull up info on it, you will see that this station is made up of 2 wheat farms. It's currently not doing anything. So, we are going to have to fix that. I am going to pause the video, and when I come back, I'll show you how to get this station producing a product and making some money. Okay, prior to buying my factories, I had already purchased an extra hauler ship, and I've named it, abbreviated, Wheat Station Energy Buyer. This helps me quickly identify this on my properties window, and I'm going to use this to go out and buy energy, which is the only resource for my factory, and keep it supplied so that it will keep making product. Now, had I been really smart, I would have already had a hauler full of energy and dumped it into my station so that it could be producing now while we're doing this, and I recommend you do that, but it's not a big deal. Alright, So I've got this hauler, I've got him named. The first thing we need to do is assign him to our station. So if you'll scroll down under his command console, under configuration, you'll see home base. It's currently empty. Select that, go over to the sector where our station is, Ringo Moon, and select your complex hub alpha. Okay, he's now assigned to that. Now, when you come up and give him the trade order, you can, assuming you've installed the software, which you should have, best buys and all that, buy where for best price. The only option you're going to get is the resources of the factory that it's assigned to, which happens to be energy cells. Alright, so I'm going to select that.
Command accepted.
Now if I pull up my property again, you'll see that he has orders, buy where for best price energy cells, and he will constantly go out and buy them and bring them back. Now we notice that he's not doing anything, so let's figure out why. And again, the complex hub is still flashing, meaning that it does not have all of the resources it needs to produce its product. So let's remedy that now. Select it, and you want to adjust station parameters by pressing D. Alright, this is the product, and this is the price that we're selling it at. The average price is 32. You can left and right arrow to change that. Again, once an AI ship comes by your factory and spots it, you may want to go ahead and set it one below average to kind of spur the buying. I've been told that helps. I always buy a hauler to sell my product anyways and get it started, so I've never really noticed, and eventually they just crank it out anyways. Alright, energy cells. This is how much you're willing to pay. Since I was too lazy and I didn't put energy cells in my factory right up front, I'm going to go ahead and crank this price up to the max and pay 19 so that my hauler will get the closest energy available. And then as my factory starts running, I'll lower this back down, probably closer to 14, and that will force him to go out and find a good price. Alright, max jumps, let's see, oh here we go. Other races can trade with the station. Alright, currently set to yes. That means that the AI can come in and buy your product, and if you have it set correctly, they can also sell you or buy your intermediate products, which for this station is only energy cells. Intermediate trading, right now it's set to buy. That means my station will only buy energy cells from the AI. It will not sell these. Now you can change this if you're just completely, you've got too much of it for some reason, to where it will sell it, or you can set it to buy and sell. Okay, I always leave mine to buy, and with my price set, I never have to worry about it. Okay. Since the ship isn't doing anything, and that's because the funds for buying energy come out of the factory's budget, not your personal budget, which is represented by ship. Alright, so to get this thing started, you're going to have to transfer money to your station. You click on this and you start left arrowing over, or of course, as with all trade windows, you can click down here in this window and speed up the process. Alright, for starters, I'm going to only have one hauler. He hauls about, I don't know, 3,000 space. Either way, a couple 100,000 is going to get this guy going pretty well, and I'll keep an eye on this. So I'm going to transfer 250,000 just because that's where it's at into my factory.
Funds transferred.
It now has money. So if we load our property window again, you'll see that our wheat station energy buyer is now actually moving out. He has a destination of the hull at the solar power plant XL, and he's going to go buy energy because he has money to do so. Alright, I am going to pause the video, let him go get that energy and bring it back, and I'll come back when we're ready to show you how to get this station running. Alright, see you there. Okay, I'm back. The hauler has purchased energy, has brought it back and deposited it into my station. So if I pull up my station, you'll see that it's now green. And for those of you paying astute attention, yes, the money is still there, and that's because I cheated and dumped energy in just to move the tutorial along quicker. This would actually be lower had he purchased it. Alright, let's go to station, actually pull up info on your station. You'll see that it is now producing product. Let me SATA so this will go a little quicker. Takes about a minute per station to produce a batch of 20. So I already have 4 batches, and this is going up rather quickly. Alright, you have a functioning station, actually two stations combined in a complex, producing Delexian wheat. It's going to take a little while for the AI to notice your station, so if you want to bolster the cells, instead of having just one purchasing hauler for your energy resource, you could have also set up a second one and done the same thing, except when you choose him, command, trade, this time you would say sell where for best price, and of course the same thing, it would only allow you to choose what is in your factory. If you select Delexian wheat, he will consistently come back, pick it up as long as there's a load there, and go out and sell. Alright, I think that covers it, except, oh, one more thing. If you load your, if you select the complex hub and go to the command console and select orders, this is very useful. Under station commands, select slot 1, and I don't really think it matters which one you put this in. You're never going to have a ton of orders on these things. There's 2 orders. I never use this one. I'm almost positive, though, it simply means what it says. It'll send you a message anytime a ship docks in your station. That might be of some use down the road. Again, I don't use it. But I use this all the time. Number 3, auto money transfer to player account. If I select this and type in an amount, you know, I really don't think this station is ever going to need more than a couple of 100,000 credits to afford its energy. So I'm just going to put 200,000 credits in. And when you're repeating a number, it goes very slow. If you want, and you're impatient like I am, you can just type, switch them up with ones, and it goes faster. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Let's make that 200,000. There we go. 201,000. All right. So now, when you load this up, actually you'll see it already capped it because it had 250,000. Basically, every time your factory now makes a profit that goes above 201,000, that amount will be automatically deposited into your player account. So you will start to see that residual income all the time. But it won't deposit below 201, so that it always has money to go out and buy the resources that it needs. Alright, we currently have the 2 farms. You can, of course, add more farms to this as long as you have the construction complex construction kits and a ship to haul them in. You can expand this operation, make it produce more wheat per hour. And I think I've got it covered. I hope that helps. And enjoy building your stations, saving up lots of money so you can take over the X universe. Alright, we'll see you in the next video.